GodLogic is running through Islamic apologetics. And this man just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And they are getting mad. They are getting frustrated. And it got to the point where we have a comedian, Drewski, making skits about the Muslims. This is insane. He is really out here defending Christ. And he is inspiring others to do the same. We have teenagers debating now. We have all kind of stuff. And I have a video that I want to go over where Life is talking about this. I was going to put some stuff together, but I'm like, man, Life got all this stuff right there, you know? Not saying I don't want to do the work, because I'm going to show some things too. But man, it's just awesome to see this. Awesome. But before we get started, make sure you hit that like button so this video can go out into the algorithm to people just like you, and it can help this channel grow. So let's hop into it. Matter of fact, before I do that, I'm going to bring up my Twitter so I can get to the stuff that I bookmarked. And I thought it was pretty cool. Okay. All right, so we're just going to go to the video right quick, and we're going to check this out first.
No, Muhammad's gay.
No, he's not.
You didn't know that? You didn't know Muhammad got rolled all night by the Zut?
No.
I gotta rant to this. There's a lot of stuff that happened, but first, Muslims can just watch a video, remove all of the necessary context out of it in order to make themselves look right.
They wouldn't. They would. What's one? Give me one rabbi that says that. Even though I don't agree with the rabbis, I don't know one rabbi that would say that God actually rested literally. Yeah. All right, yeah, give me one.
So you're going to become Jesus' wife when you die?
Come respectful, then I'll talk to you. Until then, stay to the side.
in the Bible.
Come respectful, and then we can talk.
It's in the Bible.
Come respectful.
Jesus' wife. All Christian men.
Come respectful. Because the second that I start talking about your... Hold on, real quick. Hold on, brother. Let me handle these guys. The second I start talking about your prophet and your prophet's wives, then you're gonna get emotional. And you have a problem. Okay, so come respectful, or else I'm gonna embarrass you and your prophet. All right, so stay to the side. Stay to the side. Paul is greater than Muhammad.
No, he's not.
Oh, really?
How many Christians did he kill?
Wait, how many
Christians did he kill?
Not more than Muhammad.
He killed all the
Not more than Muhammad.
He killed all the
Not more than Muhammad.
He bring all the gays.
And Muhammad killed Jews and Christians. Now what? Now what?
Paul is a batty man.
Huh?
Yeah, Paul is a batty man.
What, say that again? A bati man?
Yes.
What's a bati man? What's that?
Like gay.
Oh, gay. Oh, you're saying Paul's gay?
Yes, he is.
Wait, no, Muhammad's gay.
No, he's not.
You didn't know that? You didn't know Muhammad got rolled?
Hey, he started it. And I know I've been seeing some people saying, like, you know, we don't need to stoop to their level. I get that. But we got to understand, we are humans and things get heated. I'm pretty sure, like, you know, GodLogic repents after things have gotten heated and he may feel convicted. I'm pretty sure he's probably feeling convicted. I would think so. So I get that things get heated. Things going to get heated, man. Things are going to get heated. And you know, we're trying to be humble, and GodLogic, for the most part, he is humble. He sit there, he laugh, he talk. Like, if you're respectful towards him, he's going to be respectful towards you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, like, I totally get why things get heated. And the reason why I'm speaking on this, because I've seen multiple Christians are starting to come out and say, hey, we need to stop saying we cook these guys. We need to stop saying all this. And I'm more so in the middle, because I get both sides, right? I get both sides. But hey, he kind of asked for it. and he's just showing facts. So yeah, that's my thought on this.
All night by the Zut? You don't know now Zut? No, talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him. No, talk to him. He came respectful. He came
Shirt was folded in, and it's kind of bugging me, y'all. It's my shirt. I see it in the camera. I'm like, my shirt folded in.
No, that's your prophet. 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 Don't confuse my wife with your prophet.
So as you can see, there's a little bit of context added in there. He's having a conversation with this imam or sheikh, and then this brother just jumps right in and just says something very weird. Then he starts throwing out all of this stuff. Logic responds, and then guess what gets clipped by the Muslim?
No, Muhammad's gay.
No, he's not
You
gay.
didn't know that? You didn't know Muhammad got rolled all night by the Zut?
This guy smiled to Jannah, removed all of the context in order to victimize the Muslims. Muslims get to attack first. When we attack back, they remove the idea that they attacked first and cry and complain about us attacking back. And this is what's happening with this new generation of dawah. The dawah scene has now become deceptive clips. They can have a 2-hour conversation and run off with something really, really small, void of context. They know that their people do not study or do any.
I have a question for y'all, and let me know in the comment section. I know we're supposed to turn the other cheek and stuff, right? But is there a line between turning the other cheek and not being a mat? That's what I'm wondering. I don't think we should just sit there and let them and let it and like be a mat, right? Because Christ also said we need to defend the faith. So there's a thing like I'm gonna come with respect, but if you disrespect me and I'm trying to, tell you stop, like no, and you keep on, enough is enough. And we seen a perfect example of what GodLogic did. He was like, "Hey, come with respect, because once I start talking about your prophet, you're not gonna like it. Come with respect." So I think that was a perfect example of that. Um, because that's what they like to do that, right? And I believe like also if we were to like not, you know, say nothing back sometimes, that would probably give them less clips, less quote unquote ammo to clip things out of context. I'm just saying. It's not us looking soft, it's just us being wise. So I think there's a balance and a level to like being wise in certain situations. Right there, I think that was I honestly think that was totally fine. He warned him so many times. Even the other Muslims on Twitter was like the I guess you would say like the real Muslim was like, don't do this. In their Quran or Hadith, one of them, I think it's Quran, it was like, don't don't go attacking other religions prophet, lest this will cause them to attack Allah, right? And I think that is one verse I agree with. Finally, something in the Quran that I agree with. Don't go attacking other people religions like prophets, because that will cause them to attack Allah. That was actually pretty smart, because it was like, hey, Don't say nothing bad about their prophet. They're gonna say something bad about me. They're gonna speak the truth about me, and I don't want to know, I want people to know the truth about me. So that's my take on that.
research. Let's hear Libiano go in about his Islamic community.
Like, listen, since we're being real, everybody in the Muslim community thinks they're Superman. So they want to take everybody on. And so they take somebody on, they make them look good, they blow them up even more. And now we're at a point where the guy has 700K, he's touching a milli, he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. It's too late, bro. Somebody's got to refute him. Point is, somebody has to be there, bro, to refute these guys. Because you want to know why?
Go on.
I've been saying this for a long time. We suck, bro. We suck so bad. The Dawah scene has sucked for a long time, bro. We got too many lazy people. They're too lazy to keep up. They're too lazy to open up a damn book and read, right? And they're too critical of each other. And everybody wants to play Superman. The Christians, on the other hand, they got some form of structure where, look, if Avery wants to blockball the Orthodox Muslim and boycott him, everybody's on board. Nobody's debating the Orthodox Muslim. Why? The Orthodox Muslim is trouble, and if he keeps debating these guys with numbers, then he's gonna skyrocket. So we gotta stop that from happening.
Libiano really thinks that he's blackballed.
And so I want to start on this part right here because it's very important when we come to this post that I'm about to show, right? And he's saying, Libiano saying we suck and all that and so forth. The crashing of Islam, it is just beyond me everything that's taking place. So we have here, it's two things that we've seen. First, Trev Apologetic said Orthodox duck lip get destroyed by Hindus and start crashing out. Islam would not survive. We have the Hindus, like, check this out. I'm just going to play a little bit of it.
Hush,
You're under
hush,
me.
relax,
Just read it.
breathe.
You're a
call
Hindu
your
subhuman.
scriptures?
I take a shit on your God, that filthy bastard.
Whoa, whoa,
I take a
dude, we
fat
are
shit
all
on your
helpless
God.
here today, bro.
The moon is split in half. What?
Yeah, the moon was split in half. You have a problem with that? We could.
He's crashing out bad. He's crashing out bad. And please forgive me for the language that I shared, that he's putting out there, because he's just crashing out. He's totally crashing out. And he's debating Hindus. And the Hindus are rage baiting him. And he's crashing out, debating Hindus. What? Bro is crashing out debating Hindus? That is beyond me. They got him raging over there. The Hindus got this man raging. But then we see this by a Muslim, I guess you would say, I think it is a scholar, associate professor of religion, PhD, Islamic study, Harvard at that, Quranic study, Islamic intellectual history. He studies all this stuff. This guy with this PhD study all this stuff. He's a Muslim. Based off the name and stuff, I'm pretty sure he's a Muslim. Yo, look what he said. Okay, so he came at him. He said, Dr. Khalil, how do you have a PhD yet you still argue composition like a 2020 Discordian field, bro? You haven't justified your conclusion. You said all this is made of inseparable parts, depends on the. I ain't finna read all that. I'm not finna read all that. I'm not finna read all that. Too much. I mean, oh wow. This is another Muslim right here. It's going crazy. He's over here fussing with other Muslims. Big time. Because they know he's he's not, this guy is not a great representative. He's not a great representative of Islam, right? Um but he said, Khalil said, Libiano, how do you even have an undergrad when you make argument like this? In 2020, when I got my PhD, you were still in high school. You aren't defending Islamic monotheism. You are defending an arbitrary, mathematically measurable idol as your God. For all the counter-Christian apologetic, you may do well. You own Salafi theology of God. Oh Lord, there's so many words. Yeah. Every person, ex-Christian, ex-atheist, who take their shahada at your hand will eventually discover and then disown your theology. Mm. And he goes down and breaks down everything. He said what he's saying, it collapsed. It collapsed. How many times have GodLogic said things collapse? How many times GodLogic said it? That their argument collapsed. How many times have GodLogic said their argument collapsed? Right? And you got a guy with a PhD saying the same thing. Furthermore, this rebound against you. If God does not necessarily create, then for creation to occur, your God needs to acquire something extrinsic to himself to create. This compromises God's acidity for you. Even in your own view, God necessarily actualized a contingent state of affairs. Choosing no creation is contingent choice of your God. You cannot escape necessity in God's will. So he's out there debating Muslims with a PhD and stuff, and yeah, it is this. It's looking bad over there, bro. It's looking bad.
Because he's too good? No, you're blackballed because you're disrespectful, bro. Somebody can't have a regular conversation with you without their wife being brought up in the picture. I remember when me and Black Doctor was going back and forth with you, you randomly put a picture of me and GodLogic and his wife in her wedding dress at her wedding for some odd reason in the video and decided to make some weird comments. This is the reason why you're blackballed, not because you're good. But you're right about one thing. Your Dawah scene is terrible. It's trash. You guys are always talking about each other. You guys are always tearing each other down. You guys don't do huge collaborations.
I mean, hey, did I not just show that? And the only collaboration that we're going to see that is supposedly coming out is Cora and Libiano. Like, who wants to see that trash? No one wants to see that trash. It's a bunch of, like, that's the crazy part. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. A bunch of lies, a bunch of just mess. It's not going to look good. I'm telling you, it's not going to look good. A lot of Muslims are coming against them. It's not going to look good. All they are, they're like, bro, they are like misrepresenting Islam so bad, and it is so bad. They have put so much toxic stuff into the apologetic scene, which it's causing us to defend our faith in a more aggressive way, which causing us to kind of, you know, approach things in a way that we probably shouldn't as Christians, right? Because they're toxic. And we know that the war isn't between flesh and blood, but between um, rulers of the unseen world, dark forces, principalities. We know that. And I know I just shredded that verse up, and it's y'all know what I'm talking about. But man, it is. This is what we're seeing, y'all. This is what we're seeing.
Guys do not push each other. And I think that this has everything to do with the religion. And when you follow a religion that tries to deem its followers superior over everybody and everyone needs to be subjected under them if they're non-Muslims, you guys will then start to use that pride against each other as well.
Okay, and secondly, the issue is, just let me address one issue, okay? When you have people that are telling the Muslims, like me and everyone else, not to engage with kafirs, blasphemers, right? Is it okay for them to now do it as well, right? This is hypocrisy, bro.
I have hundreds of DMs and emails of Muslims that email me, that consume their content, and that receive doubts from the arguments that they hear. I don't want to expose anyone. Wallahi, if you see my email inbox, and I don't want to say this because I don't want them to think this is a win, but since you're here and you want to do the talk, we'll do the talk. If you read my email inbox, Muslims email me, brother, I am on the verge of kufr and apostasy because of this and that, because of this video, because of this argument.
Told them to go to the sheikhs. You know the sheikh.
Finish. Brother, you think your local imam can refute the Islamic dilemma?
So he's right and wrong here. Nobody, no Muslim can refute the Islamic dilemma. That argument is the downfall of Islam. There's no way out of this circle Muhammad put himself in when he ignorantly spoke on a religion that he had nothing to do with. Second of all, did you hear what he said in the beginning? Isn't it hypocrisy to tell us not to go debate these guys, but then you go debate these guys? Yes, whoever that brother was, yes, it is. You will not believe how many debate offers we're getting from the same guys that had a coalition and a banding together to not come to our platforms. You guys remember those days? Those same guys are now coming out asking for formal debates from us. They have caused a problem for themselves, and now they're crying and complaining about it because now they're debate deprived.
Come in peace, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. No violence, we come in peace. Brotherhood. Allahu Akbar. We come in peace.
Breaking news. 5 armed gunmen in head wraps are on the loose in Atlanta for attempted robbery. They are considered armed and dangerous, one of which has a history of murder. The situation remains unclear. Charleston Porter, age 57, caught committing crimes with underage teenagers, now facing several pending charges.
Drewski here. This just adds absolute L from Drewski here. This just adds to the brainwashing of the idea that Muslims are some sort of violent.
Hilarious video, bro. Drewski, the video is hilarious. But I want you to know this, man. I want you to know this, that creating a video like that in an already Islamophobic country, depicting Muslims as robbers and murderers, you had 5 Muslims scream Allahu Akbar right before robbery, bro. That's egregious. That's nasty work, man. And I want you to know that when people like you do things like this, or when there's heightened geopolitical tension, that it fosters discrimination against Muslims, it fosters more bias, and it even fosters hate crimes towards Muslims. So although it is a funny video, man, it is, I want you to know that you have to be more responsible and be more respectful towards us.
Drewski just made a skit mocking Muslims, and I'll tell you exactly why he decided to do this. First and foremost, this video has gone viral with 13 million views in 13 hours. And I know he was very uncomfortable and thought long and hard about making this skit. And I'll tell you why. He didn't actually want to make this skit. He made it because he feels like he's fair game. He feels like he's made jokes and mockeries out of every minority or non-minority in the world, whether it's blacks, Caucasians, Hispanics, women, whatever the case may be. And for him to feel less guilty, he has to make this type of skit so he feels like he's being consistent with everybody. But here's where the problem is. Islam for many Muslims is the only serious thing that they take in their life, even if they don't practice it. It's the only serious religion or the only respected thing left in this world. And the reason why a lot of Muslims feel disrespected by this is because as Muslims we are told we should love the Prophet, peace be upon him, more than our own mothers. So if Juicy came online and disrespected somebody's mother directly, how would they feel? We would be feeling all sorts of emotions in that moment. So when he comes online, mocks the Muslims, that's why they feel the way they do.
Okay, I'm convinced accountability just doesn't exist in Islam. Drewski did nothing wrong in that skit because that was actually the truth. Muslims run around claiming Islam is the religion of peace, but yet we have an overwhelming amount of evidence, even to this day, Muslims doing violent acts in the name of their religion, because of their religion, for the God that they serve. They yell out Allahu Akbar just before they go do something violent. So that brother that got mad because he put that in his skit, that's exactly what Muslims do.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Yes,
and when we say Muslims, we don't mean all Muslims. We know that there are peaceful Muslims. The grass that are hiding the snakes. You guys are the problem, and you guys are a hindrance to us who want to expose what the real Islam is. The reason why your religion even spread in the first place was due to violence and forcing people into your religion. That's the reason why we have evidence of Muslims being super duper violent when it comes to defending their religion. They can't even have a straightforward conversation. Some of them, as soon as you mention the name Muhammad, they get irate and start yelling and get mad. So let's not play these games. If you don't want
facts, and I guarantee you those same people that made those videos on TikTok, I bet they laughed at the Drewski skit when he was talking about pastors and stuff. I guarantee you, Drewski he really just making skits of everyone. And they don't like it. They don't like the fact that they're involved in the skit. Like, hey, your turn was next, bro. It was coming. Okay? It was coming. And for them to say, oh, we're not like, really? Really? And not saying that all Muslims are like that. I truly believe there's some awesome Muslims out there. I actually, to be honest, I know y'all saw the debate with GodLogic, IP, and Bell versus TMA, Itachi, and Sarah. But me and Sarah we're talking on Instagram right now in the chat, and he's really respectful. And he agreed with some of the things I've said. And he also, deflect some of the things I said. But it's very peaceful. It shocked me. It shocked me. So, no, I don't think that all Muslims are like that. I think there's some real, like, genuine, cool Muslims out there that, that just really believe what they have is the truth, and they're going to defend it, right? And I know Sarah probably done some things out of line. I get that he have. I seen the video. But the conversation we having, hey, he's been respectful, all right? Long he don't get disrespectful, and hey, if he's trying to deceive me, it's not gonna happen. If he's, which I don't know if he's trying to deceive me on purpose or he think he has the truth. But what I'm saying is, hey, it's a good conversation. Like, I literally, the way the conversation been going, like, oh, I could see him as a friend, not just look at him as a Muslim, but look at him as a human, and come with respect of that. Like, he's a human, and he just need to know the truth. And we're working on getting a conversation between him and one of my brothers in Christ who's been studying Christianity for a long time. And I think it's going to be a really good one because my brother in Christ, he already talked to Itachi and TMA, and he brought very good arguments. And, they tried to deflect it by saying, oh, this is a stupid argument. because they didn't want to go there. But yeah, man, it's crazy how they try to make it seem like everything is so peaceful. But if I'm being real, Drewski point out some things that's obvious. Even in in Christianity, there are some pastors that act like that for real, and there are some Muslims that act like that for real. Let's just be real.
Want to be called a violent religion, well then you have to stop doing violent stuff in the name of your religion. So it looks like Quora finally responded to Muslim Lantern. I want people to do dawah. I don't care if you're a boy or a girl. We want these people to be exposed because she is a deceitful, uneducated liar, especially when it comes to Christianity. But watching this video, I found out she was also uneducated about her own religion. She disagrees with her own prophet about zina.
Free mixing is something that we call haram li ghayrihi. Haram li ghayrihi means it is haram because of what it leads to. It can lead to fitna, it can lead to things such as zina in very extreme cases and things of that nature. Now, can these things happen? Can zina happen online? No, of course not. Can these things happen online?
And
Now,
these e things that are happening, I don't know.
hey, bro, these e things, man. But like, okay, zina, obviously not. That can't happen. But fitna is different.
All right, everybody, let's take a moment to read this hadith. The adultery of the eye is the lustful look, and the adultery of the tongue is the licentious speech. Educate yourself. Yes, you can commit adultery over the internet because any man on the other side of his camera can look at you and lust after you, your face, or your voice. The problem is that in Islam, they try to say that it's your fault. Your religion is backwards. Instead of actually blaming the men, they blame both of you guys. He did something wrong, but he did something wrong because you opened up your camera, came on screen, and started talking about religion with.
Do they not know there are some perverts out there that's that like get turned on just by a woman, any feature of a woman, her eyes? Do they not know that? Do they not know that? And what he's saying is the way that their religion is, what their religion is saying is it's the woman fault regardless, like, because she calls him the lust just by her eyes showing in it. Anything that turns a man on is her fault. So that's why she shouldn't be on the internet. That's why she shouldn't show her face. That's why she shouldn't talk. There's some perverts out there, yo. That's the truth. There are some perverts out there. There's some perverts out there that get turned on by some weird things. They're probably a pervert out there right now that love looking at them just like that. Oh man, I guarantee you there's a pervert out there that love Muslim women that have that covering showing their eyes. Oh man. And I'm gonna be real. In my days of being in the world, there was video out there on the internet surrounding talking about a Muslim woman who was like a corn star. There was a Muslim woman that was a corn star, and she would be wearing Muslim stuff, and I came across that on the internet. You know, not saying that I sat there and like, oh, you know, I saw it because I wasn't being careful on the internet, right? I didn't care what popped up on the internet, online. It's all on Twitter and stuff. And some of y'all probably know who I'm talking about or what I'm talking about. So, you know, and it's gonna be funny because if I would laugh if a Muslim come and try to clip this part and be like, oh look, he's see, they're nasty Christians. No, that's not. I'm not saying me. I'm saying I came across these things on the internet before. When I was in the world and I wasn't careful about what is shown on my timeline, the people I was following and stuff, the people that retweet these things and stuff. So Eh, let's be real, Cora. Let's just be real. They come up with so many excuses to be able to do what they're doing.
Hijab on, and so you need to stop because you are causing zina for other men. What a backwards religion. What a cult this is. All right, now you guys are in for some pure Islamic yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. This is exactly why it's so tough to debate Muslims that just want to talk and filibuster and put a bunch of fluff on the table. These guys brought up a subject, okay? Their topic was the historical Jesus did not preach the Trinity.
And that's Sarah right there. He's actually, like I said, the conversation that we had, really chill. Me and him been talking for about 3 days now on Instagram. He actually really chill. I have no problem with him. He haven't been disrespectful towards me personally. So he's been chilled. Even when he deflect things, he don't call me stupid or anything like that or say something crazy. Like I said, I think in debates it could get heated. A lot of talking over each other. You know, when the truth come out, you know, people who's defending something that's false, they're gonna get defensive. That's just like in sports. We see it in sports debate. That's what I came from. I came from a sports debate background. I would get mad. My opponent would get mad. You know, it get heated. We got to be honest. It get heated.
Which would mean that they would know where to get the information to find out what the historical Jesus taught. Look at how hard it was for them to identify what sources are they using and what sources are being allowed to be used, and then watch as they throw them under the bus, disagree with their own sources, and then end up with the good old
yes, no, yes, yes, no, no, yes, no.
Can I also
This
get
back
back
and forth.
No, I turn to talk. You said we can know the historical Jesus didn't teach the Trinity, but now you're saying we can't know anything about the historical Jesus.
Yes.
All these sources are post-resurrection. We can't use any of them. So again, you just go back to, well, we don't think Jesus did because we're metaphysically certain about the Quran, therefore he did.
So
circular.
Go ahead. No, it's how they didn't adjust the argument from historicity. What? Real quick, how are we? Real quick.
How are we be doing?
It's okay, Brian. We're gonna get through this.
And what we have is you guys saying, well, hold on now. You went to the argument of the sayings of Christ post-resurrection. Guess what? If we're arguing about the historical Christ and we can give a case to what a historical saying of Christ after the resurrection are historical, then the argument would follow. It's very simple. So therefore, this is why we went down the whole trail of proving that the statements and sayings of Christ post-resurrection are ahistorical. Guess what?
Based on what?
Wait, what? Based on the argument that I gave that the expectation if they saw a crucifixion and a resurrection, it would increase them in belief.
So your argument is because they didn't believe it, therefore it's not historical? That's not how that works.
Because we would expect for them to be increased in belief, and because we will.
According to who?
Let me land, bro. Please.
Bro, you've been talking
the thing is, you can't ask me a question then don't let me speak. Right? You can't do that, please. Right? So because we know that it would increase them in belief, right? And because we know that all the Jews prior to Christ, they didn't believe in this expectation where the Messiah is supposed to be alive and raised again on the third day. Therefore, we can make a good argument from silence that if it did teach that, we'd expect evidence. So we don't have evidence, therefore they didn't teach that.
So let's go back then to the very beginning.
Right.
What sources do we use to find the historical Jesus?
Yeah.
Right. So when it comes to something that is before the resurrection, it will be more reliable. Right.
What sources?
Can we both be clear?
What sources for history?
Thank you, Brian.
We mentioned Q. And
so Q.
Okay, let me finish.
Q is Q post-resurrection?
Can you let me finish?
I don't know. Is Q post-resurrection?
I don't even know.
It's not?
No. Can I finish? Thank you. So we can still use Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John, right? So for example, when you have the statements of Christ doing something that can be corroborated, right? Then there's no issue with that. But I'm saying that these statements post-resurrection have to be ahistorical due to this argument, which you still can't address.
So can we use Q to find the historical Jesus then, according to you?
Yeah.
Finally, thank you. All right, let's go.
All of that.
All right. So you would say that Jesus, you would say that Allah sent Jesus as a prophet, right?
Right.
Okay. Who sends prophets? Allah?
According to Islamic theology and Islamic.
Because you could tell he's chill because he's like quiet over there. I think this guy could. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like he could eventually convert to Christianity because he seemed like he do study a lot, and he have a lot of questions based on our dialogue, and he knows a lot. He knows more than I do, to be honest, when it come down to the historical stuff. And he even said, he told me he wanted Belle to talk. Like, he wish she would have said more because, like, she seemed real chill and stuff, which I agree. And Belle has a lot of knowledge on, you know, history, right? So I agree with that.
Understanding, yes.
Okay, great. Why in Q, according to all the reconstructions, like John Kloppenberg, does Jesus in Q say, I send you prophets and sages and you will kill some of them? So you've just acknowledged that according to Q, Jesus would be Allah.
That's tough.
You want to respond to that?
Sorry, what verse are you referencing?
That's in Q. I can pull up John
I'm sorry,
Kloppenberg.
what did you say? You said that...
That in Q, Jesus says that he's the one who sends. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this is in Jordan and John Kloppenberg, Q 11, 49 to 51. Therefore also, I will send them prophets and sages, and some of them they will kill and persecute. So it's saying.
So Jesus is the one who sends prophets according to your Islamic theology. Obviously, it's God who sends prophets. So would you agree that Jesus is claiming to be God as he's the one who sends the prophets?
No, it wouldn't follow, because what you're saying is that we have Islamic theology, and because it's not compatible with Islamic theology, this was happening. Therefore, must be compatible with Trinitarian theology. What we have to take into account is that there's a bunch more theology within that it can still be compatible with, and guess what? It doesn't increase the probability of
prophets.
Let me finish. And it doesn't increase probability of Trinitarian theology.
Who sends prophets?
Let me finish. Let me land.
I thought you did.
I already answered that already. I don't know why you're asking again.
You said God, right?
I already answered. Why are you asking again?
So if Jesus says I send prophets, who does that make?
So again, just let me finish. Just because you believe that it's incompatible with Islamic theology, it then doesn't follow that it must be compatible with Trinitarian theology only.
Let's do this. Let's do this now.
Brother, you gotta let me finish.
Phase one. Who sends the prophets?
You gotta let me finish.
He's gotta explain it to you.
Right. So you can explain, and then I can speak after. Go ahead.
Who sends the prophets?
Go ahead. Make the argument.
Who sends them?
He said Allah does. He said
God. Okay. God. So yes, God sends the prophets.
Yep.
Yes.
God sends the prophets. Who said that he sends the prophets?
Well, Jesus said.
Jesus says he sends the prophets. Therefore, Jesus is God.
Therefore,
Is that Trinitarian theology?
What's that?
Can you give the quote?
John, it's in John.
So according to Q, Jesus.
So I'm gonna respond now. So again.
Hold on. Let's let it clear up here.
All right.
Yeah. Q 11, 49, 51.
So Jesus teaches his divinity even in the Q source that you guys say is the historical information we can.
And now you guys reject it. You guys.
I'm accepting it. Why did I say I reject it? No, I accept this argument that you're giving me. I'm about to respond to it.
You accept Q?
Right. I don't know.
Okay, just go ahead.
So again, the argument being made is that Christ does something that I said that God does. Okay. Now, just because he showed that this is incompatible with Islamic theology.
We're talking about Islam.
We're not talking about Islam.
Wait, you just asked me who says prophets.
I didn't say in Islam when I just asked it when I broke down the passages. I'll do it again.
Yes.
Who sends the prophet?
Wait, and who you
just period.
Are you asking a Muslim?
I'm asking you.
As a Muslim?
No, just period.
Wait.
Just period.
Real quick.
Who sends the prophet?
I will ask you as a Muslim.
Who sends the
prophet? So he spoke. I'm gonna make my argument now. He spoke already. You made the argument. So again, obviously he's asking me as a Muslim. So obviously, as a Muslim, I'm going to say that God ultimately sends prophets, but we can understand.
So by your understanding, this will be a division.
So I need to be able to finish off. I'm about to land the point. So when we have other theologies, such as Arians and other non-Trinitarians, that they would argue that this is found within their model of their belief, and it would entail quote unquote.
But it wouldn't be.
Let me finish, right? And because it's compatible with their belief through agency, or for example, God says that God forgives sins, and you have other people forgiving sins.
It doesn't work.
That doesn't mean that they're now God.
It doesn't work.
So let me finish, bro. So because you show that it's incompatible with Islamic theology, it doesn't mean that it raised the probability of it being compatible with Trinitarian theology.
There's no worries. Can we agree here that that Jesus, the historical Jesus, is teaching opposite of Islamic theology?
Yeah, it doesn't mean that he's Yahweh though.
Okay, no worries. So just to be clear. So the historical Jesus teaches something. Hold on. So the historical Jesus teaches something against Islamic theology, correct?
No, I don't believe it can still be reconciled with Islamic theology. That he simply.
Oh, so it does go with Islamic theology.
Right, because he can be an agent of Allah, an agent of God. That sense.
He said no at first, and then he said no. Wait, first he said he agreed that it teaches against Islamic theology. Then he said, no, it don't. I just caught that.
So in Islamic theology, an agent of Allah can send prophets?
No, again, it's very simple.
No, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
Bro, this religion forth, man.
This religion.
It's like you don't want to answer.
Bro, you giving me.
I gotta stop right here, y'all, because I'm looking at time. I gotta go. I got some appointments to go to, so it's 9:38. I gotta be somewhere at 10. I'm tripping. And this video was like 45-minute long. I thought it was gonna be shorter than this, but it's not. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. GodLogic is causing havoc, right? I mean, it's right now. It's looking crazy right now, right? And I think, I believe that Cora and Libiano think that their collaboration is just going to boost Islam, but it's not. It's not. I just don't see it. If y'all enjoy content like this where we are reacting to things that going on in this world in the apologetic scene, most definitely subscribe. Subscribe. Because this channel is growing and I appreciate everyone's support. And man, I just hope everyone have a blessed day. I'm out.